So here we are, we've arrived in Winthrop, which you can see the Boston skyline right behind me, and we are excited for a week of exploring here in the Northeast.
Everyone said to try lobster roll when we got to Boston, so we're headed off to a restaurant called Belle Isle.
Soldiers were coming to arrest the two men. That was the first part of his mission, complete. So now
I'm getting a video of everybody.
Long Wharf, Gold Dome. That's the old State House. Now, first of all, that's the original starting point of Long Wharf. That was built on the waterfront. That will tell you even more about the massive amounts of man-made in the city. Really nice island to go to, Bird Island. It's actually called that because this is the Gallows Island. And the finish that's going to fit. We have another plane that's looks like JetBlue coming in for a landing. Wants to see that. This way, I guess.
It is Tuesday here in Winthrop, which is where we are staying. We are right under Logan Airport, and so we see a lot of airplanes going through the sky, and it's a lot of fun to watch them go over. And look at all of this algae that is growing in the rocks at the edge of the beach area here in Winthrop. It's really neat, and we learned today that they have spent a lot of money and time cleaning up the Boston Harbor, and it really is beautiful. You can tell that they've spent a lot of time and effort making it really nice. Look at the rock jetties that they've created, and new beach houses and stuff are being built along the shore, and it's really nice. So thumbs up to the Boston Oceanside project to get it cleaned up. They have one island literally that is nothing but trash. It was made out of their trash through like the 1960s, and now it's turned into this beautiful island that visitors like to go to. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, there we are, the ocean, and it is daggone cold out here. It is cold. I think this might be the first time I've ever wore my socks with my Tevas at beach, because I just can't walk on this. We are up early and on our way to Portland, Maine to start a day of touring lighthouses. So far, we are making good time, and we are headed to the biggest and probably most popular lighthouse in Maine, the Portland Lighthouse. We should get there right before they open. So here we go. The fog was so heavy and dense when we arrived, we could not see the ocean at all. But as we stood there and watched, the fog lifted, and you can see within 45 minutes it was clear. I had to look up this plant. Look at this. It's called an apple rose, and it is growing everywhere around this lighthouse, all up and down the cliffs. Kind of like honeysuckle and wild roses grow in East Tennessee. But look at that. It does kind of look like a little apple, or a little cherry tomato. We stopped for a quick bite of lunch at the Sea Salt Gourmet Market, and I will let you know how the food is. Here we are at Bug Light Lighthouse. Look how cute it is. It's a little tiny, but look out in the harbor. Look at all those sailboats and stuff. Such a beautiful place. We're going to check out this little tiny lighthouse. Bug Lighthouse. Here's our last lighthouse stop for the day. This is Nubble Lighthouse. There's something special about it, but at the moment I can't remember what it is. I'll let you know. Nubble Lighthouse. Going on a tour of Fenway Park, and so we got here early because we had to ride the subway, and that took a little time, and we are now waiting on the ticket line to open to go tour Fenway.
There. 24,000 people were here on hand to see the Sox beat the New York Islanders in 11 innings. If you don't know who the New York Islanders are, that's because in 1913 they would change their name to the New York Yankees. So I can say this, we have been beating the Yankees at Fenway Park since day one. Hopefully a few more times over the next few days here, we'll see. So, Sox are going to win 105 games that season. And they will cap it off with the world's...
Darla, look at this. They are growing vegetables on top of the old roof for Fenway Park. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it feels better.
Alright, so folks, here we are on top of the Green Monster. So as I mentioned just a moment ago, remember that while it was up
favorite meal so far right here. It is yummy.
They didn't stand on the rock, they anchored in this area. The rock is a marker indicating where they landed. There were 102 passengers. Unfortunately, over the winter, half of them died. If it hadn't been for the Native Americans, none of them would have survived.
When you visit the grist mill and everybody leaves the little talk, but your guys are hanging back, and now the little lady who was giving the talk is like climbing around in there looking and explaining and talking about different things that were not on the tour.
Instructions on board is the helmsman, the person who's steering the ship. He's below that grate right there, so he can't see where he's going. So he's relying on the navigator to be up here to make sure the ship stays on course and, very importantly, does not crash.
For your wife's family or your mom's family. It is a matrilineal society.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
I thought people lived in here.
How do you say it? Wampanoag?
Wampanoag?
Is that how you say it? Wampanoag?
Yep.
I always thought it was Wampanoag. I was way wrong.
Sumac, you can tell the difference because it gets its name from the fuzzy stem like a stag's one. Now you can pluck off these small red berries, boil them down, and it creates a tea that tastes a lot like lemonade.
Wow.
But it has more vitamin C than 6 regular oranges.
I just seen that in the woods and I was like, what is that?
Yeah, so that is one of the fish traps or fishing weirs. So there's a lot of types of fishing. Depends on what you're looking to fish.
The hydrangeas are everywhere here, everywhere you look, and they are absolutely gorgeous. They just seem to grow better, I think, in this cooler climate. And look at that pretty purple color of that one. Really quite gorgeous. The second thing I have found about Boston is the air traffic is super loud, and you can hear that above me right now as I'm making this video. And then number 3, we went down to the ocean today. We have a lovely beach house, and so we thought we'd spend some time on the beach. Well, we get down there and we set up, everything's good, and the sun is warm, and then the wind starts blowing. And even though it's 80 degrees outside, it is super chilly with the wind blowing. So a little different than the beaches we're used to down south. And then the next thing, number 4. A ranger comes by and says that the water quality is not good enough to swim in today. And so we can't get in the ocean either. Another difference for us Southerners here in the north. Not something we're used to encountering down south. So there's a few differences and things that I've noticed about Boston. The number 1 tip I can give though is bring more long sleeves than you think you need if you're coming from the south. It's cold. It's cold up here.